Hello, beautiful friends. I'm so happy to be with you today. Welcome. I'm talking about something that you hear about a lot, and it's forgiveness. But you don't always hear about forgiveness in relation to yourself. So I wanted to talk to you today about forgiving yourself. I really, really want you to think about this because once you look at forgiveness through the lens of your internal happiness, of your compassion for yourself, it's a game changer. Okay. You carry around all these expectations of yourself. You want your life to go a certain way. You want things to turn out. You want to show up for people. You want to show up for yourself. And sometimes we just are let down. Like things don't work out. And it's okay. Those roadblocks, those snafus, those are there to show you. But it's easy to get caught up in the feeling of being a failure or the feeling that you let yourself down and be frustrated, right? Because it didn't go the way you wanted. You put yourself out there, you wanted to be part of a relationship, you wanted to be part of a team, and it didn't go the way you wanted, and your intention was there, right? Like you came in with an open heart, you came in with all your energy, and it just didn't work out. So here's your chance. Here's your chance to do something divine for yourself. Here's your chance to sit back and say, it didn't work out. I failed this time. And just sit with that a minute. And then say, give yourself the encouragement you give your best friend. Say, hey, I understand it didn't work out. And talk to yourself that way. Just say, hey, it's okay. You did your best and it didn't work out. Sometimes it's just being completely honest with yourself. And maybe you didn't try your hardest. Maybe you self-sabotaged and you're frustrated. But that's okay because you tried. So that's where self forgiveness comes in. Say, I did. I was distracted. I didn't put my 100% out there, and explore that. Maybe you're a perfectionist, and maybe self sabotage is a way that you rationalize that it didn't work out. I mean, really explore it. But to explore it, you have to take the emotion out of it and just be like, you know what? What really happened? What can I learn from this? And it starts with forgiving yourself for maybe not being 100% there. And here's a really, really tricky thing is you might project your failure onto somebody else who is involved. And you're not even realizing it because you have these programs to protect yourself. And we have this society that doesn't want us to have accountability. There's so many systems in our society that allow us to deflect and honestly not own what's ours. And once you own that you didn't make the mark, once you take the fear of failure out of it, you're going to be free, and it's going to feel amazing. And everyone around you is going to realize that you're a free divine soul. They're going to look at you and they're going to be inspired. Like, she messed up and she owned it and she still loves herself. She's still okay, right? Like, how empowering is that? That no matter what, no matter how much you fall flat on your face, no matter how many times you make that same mistake, you're going to be there for yourself and you're going to own it and you're going to say, it's okay, I forgive you. That is real power. When I think about forgiveness, I think about how it gives people freedom to be themselves. And also, it gives people the ability to accept themselves completely. So, if you're forgiving yourself for, I don't know, say being upset, like that somebody's going to act mindless, you saw it coming, but you still got upset about it. And You know that they didn't mean it because they're not a bad person, but you still feel upset. And, it's totally relatable, that if there's a situation that you foreshadow or you expect happen and then the person still does it and it's a repeating pattern, then, it's understandable that you get triggered or upset. And then, if you're trying to be more aware and you get upset with yourself for being upset, it's just a vicious cycle. So the only way to diffuse that vicious cycle is to acknowledge that you feel let down and, try to come at it with some neutrality. The neutrality gives you the power to distance yourself from emotion. And it also takes away that person's ability to influence you. It makes you a powerful, sovereign being. So that's why it's really important. Well, one reason. There's another reason why it's really important. I talked about how society sort of gives us outs. They make it so we have systems in place that ensure that nobody feels responsible. And that's a difficult thing because it puts us in separate camps. It creates division. I'm right, you're wrong. Well, what if everybody contributed to a situation? Everybody owns it, and even the person who feels like they were the brunt of a situation, even if they own that they opened themselves up or they could have seen it coming, everybody plays a part in any kind of trauma, any kind of difficult situation. There's always someone who could have done something differently. There's many layers to anything, and our interactions are completely dynamic and complex. So the idea that it's one person's fault or the other person's fault, I don't know. Who are we to judge? And if we stop judging ourselves, then it's going to create a lot of space for us to heal and for us to move on. But if we're judging ourselves and we can't forgive ourselves, then we're entering a vicious circle and nobody's going to heal, because the only way to heal is to stop reacting the same way. So you give yourself some space. You acknowledge that you were weak. You acknowledge that you missed the mark. And you might even laugh at yourself because things happen. Like, we are not perfect. We're all here just to do a little bit better than we did yesterday. And I think that's completely acceptable. So I'm going to give you guys some examples of times you can acknowledge or forgive yourself for feeling a certain way. Let's say you're tired and you really need some time to rest, but your child wants you to play with them, and you might say, mommy's feeling sort of tired. I've been doing a lot of laundry. I've been cleaning up around the house all day, and I only have so much energy for the whole day, and I spent so much time cleaning up and taking care of everyone else. I'm really tired right now. And just be completely honest. That's a totally different situation than saying, oh, just a minute, or being on your phone because you're too tired to interact, or ignoring your child because you're burnout of the day, you're burnout from the day. A totally different dynamic is saying, honey, I wish I had the energy to play, but I'm just really tired. And you know what? That child can be like, okay, I get it. I've been tired too. And maybe, you could read a book together. Maybe your child will come up with some way you can spend time together that's less energy than perhaps playing soccer or going to the park. But you let your child know that you're not a superwoman. You want to be superwoman. You want to do everything that they want, but sometimes you just have to be honest. And you know what? People can take honesty, and it helps them take care of you. Another example would be like if your spouse wants to be intimate and you're just not feeling like it. And you can be completely honest. You can be like, well, we don't really talk that much anymore. I don't feel that emotionally close when, we we have our whole day and we don't connect. And I just, I'd feel more romantic if we could, have lunch once a week together, or, make some time for each other. And you know what? You're being raw. You're saying, I need more. And you know what? If you need more, you deserve more. So you forgive yourself for feeling like you're needy, or that that you are vulnerable for that person to give you attention, because it's okay to need attention. It's actually that builds your bond, right? I don't know. There's a million different ways you can be honest, and you know what? They're all your ways, and it's tuning in to how you feel and not judging yourself. And the more we stop judging ourselves, the more we stop judging other people or blaming other people. We're owning our life, we're empowering ourselves, we're owning our happiness. And when you come at a situation with an open heart and a feeling of resource, you can change the world. And I think there's a lot of people hurting right now. There's a lot of people looking for answers. And I think as soon as we have some more people standing up for the way they feel, and standing up for what they believe in, and standing up for themselves, because when you get down to it, everybody has the same basic needs. We want to feel connected. We want to feel loved. We want to feel nourished. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with you sharing any kind of emotion with someone else and being true to yourself. It can do nothing but make the world a better place. So have compassion for yourself, forgive yourself. You might think that you missed the mark, but maybe you hit the mark exactly the way you're supposed to, so the world could show up for you. And you're going to show up for the world better too. So thank you, and just please remember, every moment's a chance to create the life of your dreams, and keep reaching up, keep opening your heart. We can do this. All the best.